let's touch upon another thing you mentioned, where you spoke about reaching across the aisle and merging different styles of music. Let's talk about that. You've often said, when you spoke about your process in previous interviews, that you believe you were a triple threat because here you were studying different musical styles in other people's artistry, like Charles Covington, Jerry Allen, Art Tatum. You were studying different musical genres like classical music, rap, hip hop, jazz. You were open to everything. Of course, you started off with gospel music, started off in the church. And you went on to say that those who have their feet firmly rooted in tradition are doing music a disservice. And I find that a very interesting statement. Do you think it was a very bold move at that point to try and merge these different musical styles and genres? Because they're such historical styles, they have so much tradition and protocol and structure, and there's so many people who don't want you to change even a bit.
Yeah.
Do you think it was a risk at that point? And was there a moment where you doubted yourself and thought, maybe this is crazy?
Okay, well, first of all, I'm always doubting myself and I always have crazy ideas.
Yeah.
But, I'll say something that, people don't often think about. When we talk about classical music, right? There was a period in music where it was called classical music.
Yeah.
But then from that you have, romantic period,
Baroque.
You have all Baroque period. You have all these different periods.
Of course. Yeah.
And so the fact that we're choosing to take this one word to name so many different things, and then you look at jazz and you see jazz starting in New York City, whether, you say it's in the Bronx or you say, oh, it's in Brooklyn or it started here, wherever you say it started, it's definitely started here in New York. But the fact that it's in New York and now we're at the 50th anniversary of hip hop, and you've seen hip hop in Japan, you've seen hip hop all over the world. You see so many people. The point I'm trying to make is that, like, history, life, things progress, and sometimes you have the merging of ideas and you have, situations where, someone may not know you're not supposed to, create music this way. Then you have a Jay Dilla who ends up creating a whole style of music just because he was learning how to use a drum machine. And he discovered his own language. And now we're still being affected by that because he was such a genius. So I think tradition is very important, but I also think it's important to not stay in that one area. I think it's important to use that as a point of discovery, but then I feel like there's so many ways to look at a picture and so many different ways to discover something from one picture. And I feel like it's just great to explore.